Gamer, we got UFC 5. This is the finals of the Knuckle Up competition. We got Gilbert Burns taking on Nick Diaz. This continued damage. So whatever the damage the fighters that sustained in the previous fights will carry on to the next fight. So this is their about fourth fight now. Nick Diaz, he sustained quite a amount of damage to his nose, so he might get a doctor stoppage. Burns, his face isn't messed up. He doesn't have any cuts, not that I see it. But let's jump right into it. Damn, his forehead is swollen.
Representing Stockton, California. Yes, here is Nick Diaz. Some people wondered if we'd ever see him make this walk again. Good to see Nick Diaz making the walk to the octagon.
From the 209, which you are also gracefully representing with that tattoo. But Nick Diaz was the start of the Diaz dynasty. A guy that went out there every time and just gave it his all. His first round, one-round fight with Paul Daly back in Strikeforce is still believed to be the greatest one-round championship fight in history. Willing to go through the fire in order to make you engage him in the type of fight that he wants. He has phenomenal boxing and also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Beat Paul Daly and then returned to the UFC at UFC 137 to defeat BJ Penn. At the time, his 11th straight win. The wildly popular Nick Diaz back for more tonight. All right, here we go with the former world title challenger, Gilbert Burns. Perhaps a little bit undersized for welterweight, but he has resided within this top 5 since he moved up from 55.
From the moment, John, you didn't know what to expect from Gilbert Burns at 170, but he has shown that he has the ability to compete with the best, and if you aren't the best, he buzzes right through you. I was very impressed by the way he handled the Neil Magny challenge, and he looks to prove again why he is the elite of the elite in the welterweight division.
And he's also a promoter's dream. A lot of people feel like eventually Gilbert Burns is going to work himself back into a championship setting. But, of course, the big fights at 170 pounds continue for one of the best from Brazil, Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns, ready to battle and take home that elusive UFC gold. All right, now let's get you our tail of the tape for this welterweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Nick Diaz. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Gilbert Burns.
All right, Herb Dean, third man in the octagon for this one.
Ready.
All right, so this highly anticipated stand-up-only event is now underway. Friendly reminder on the rules, and hopefully you play by them. No grappling of any type. So if you like striking, this is the event for you. Also, fighters cannot do follow-up strikes on the floor. This is a stand-up-only event. Let's see how it plays out. Well, we talked about that reach advantage as you see him land the straight punch there. Great job using his length in that situation. Burns' cut on his nose is just pouring blood at this point.
Very fast jab lands for him. And that's the danger in the engagement there.
He loaded up on that right hand, too. Diaz is caught right on the bridge of his nose. Does not look good, folks. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. And you got to think the ringside physician will, too. Referee might call him in here in short order. All right, so the referee has called a halt to the action here, likely to have the doctor come in and look at the swelling around that eye. Not good, DC.
Dude, I told you, like, yeah, he came in that fight swole up.
When you have this type of swelling, you got to take a close look to see if the guy can compete.
He's taking a close look. Going back to the referee, looks as though he's going to allow the action to continue. Fans like that decision, but for the compromised fighter, maybe got to take some chances.
He's going to take a lot of chances now because
you got to get a knockout. That's all.
He cannot be as patient as he intended to be with that amount of swelling.
Burns' cut is only getting worse, making a nice donation to the canvas tonight.
Let's go. You can do this. Keep going forward.
Trying to establish that jab once again. Diaz is an absolutely bloody mess right now. Cut man knows he's got his work cut out for him between rounds.
Big shot to the head.
That's it. Nice shot.
Oh, nice body kick.
Burns' nose is absolutely mangled at this stage of the fight. I'm no doctor, but I feel pretty convicted in saying that thing is definitely broken, and we might get a ringside physician or a referee to stop this fight here soon. All right, so at this point, the ringside physician would be well within his right to stop the fight as the referee calls for him once again.
We get it. Toughness on full display, but this damage is too much. You got to stop the fight.
Just too much blood for the athlete to continue. He's disappointed, but he will live to fight on in the UFC. All right, we now go inside the octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the doctor has called a stop to this fight, declaring the winner by TKO and new undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Gilbert Burns.
And new UFC welterweight champion. Those words sound good. He's going to enjoy watching this one back. There's a new king at 170 pounds.
There is nothing better than hearing and new. It's almost like the weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. The journey is complete. You are now the UFC champion.
Right. Gilbert Burns. Let's go through who he defeated. His first fight, he won that one. Second fight, he beat Nate Diaz. And then he moved on and he beat Cody Covington. That was a good competition.